Well, yeah, you sent me a text later that day. He said, Wack just called and patched things up. Not sure what you said to him, but it really got through, and we totally squashed everything on a positive vibe. Really appreciate that. I said, glad to help.
No, and I did really appreciate that.
And that was that.
Yeah, no,
you know?
Yeah, you the godfather for real, man. Because I was thinking, I don't know what Wack said. I don't know. I don't know what Vlad said. But I think as well, it just takes somebody of your stature to kind of calm things down and make us realize how dumb it was.
Well, because I didn't approach it with a, pointing the finger at anybody. I said, okay, everyone is at fault here to a certain degree. And let me just explain what everyone's role here and what the misunderstanding is and what everyone's point of view is coming into it. Because I understand both points of view. And I'm not involved in it. So it's not like, and I'm cool with both of y'all. So I don't have a reason to side with anybody as opposed to just get a peaceful resolution. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, glad it worked out.
For sure. I think what is interesting though is like after that, I was kind of on a thing of just like, I'm just not going to say nothing about Wack. I'm going to leave Wack alone. I don't want to put my foot in it and step on Wack's toes by accident and cause any trouble. You know what I'm saying? I want to be good with Wack. And then the next like 1 or 2 videos later, I did this video recently called Celebrities That Got Brutally Extorted by Gangs, right? Because I basically wanted to do a video that sort of like just was a spin-off of the Big U video, maybe looked at a couple other cases and situations. And man, the Wack's name came up. Wack's name came up, but not in a way that you would think. So I'm watching other YouTube videos about celebrities that got extorted, and one of the people that came up, one of the people that was rumored to have been part of the Big U situation was Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know how much you know about this situation, but there was an old story about Shaquille O'Neal. He got into it with the Main Street Crips, and there was basically a situation where Shaquille O'Neal owed some money to some people. Allegedly, he didn't feel like he owed money. Wack was involved in it because Shaq had put money into Ray J's career. And then there was a rumor of a Shaq sex tape that was being used against him by this other guy, this gangster called Stutterbox from over there, who's not alive anymore from what I understand. Or maybe he's still alive, actually. That could be right. Might be thinking something. Anyway, there's another YouTube video about this that said Wack was part of this extortion plot. And so someone has told me this and said, oh, look at this video. But then I'm looking deeper and trying to look and find actual paperwork about this situation. I've not found it. And I'm thinking there's so many scenarios where people have put Wack into this scenario of you were involved in these extortion things. But it was like I was digging deeper. I couldn't find no paperwork. And I couldn't find no proof. And what I ended up finding, which was interesting, was there was a book written about this situation. I think it was called Murder Raps. And it was kind of a book that covered death row and kind of the different things that Suge Knight was involved in over the years after the whole Tupac thing went the way it went. And like, there's like a picture of Wack with some of these guys that were involved in that situation. I think some people took just because there was a picture of Wack with these guys that he was involved in this whole thing. But I couldn't find any proof other than like this random YouTuber that was claiming that Wack had something to do with it. And obviously I didn't put that in the video because I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. But what I thought was interesting, it was just kind of this, like Wack gets dragged into these conversations so much. He's got this reputation. And there was a really interesting paragraph from that book that I read where it said apparently the cops thought that Wack was running drugs for Suge Knight and that they investigated him. And it was like, he was just an honest guy. He was an honest guy doing truck driving. But it was like, he was close to these street figures that were so serious. It was like, he's got to be involved. But this book, it basically said like, Cash Jones was just like a super honest guy trying to make a living. He had all these different magazines and labels and all these honest, genuine businesses that he was trying to get going off the back. But it was like all these street figures that he was close to kind of muddied his reputation and made people think, and they investigated him and they didn't find anything. But so it just made me realize like that thing of like, I had people that kind of helped me with my research being like, yo, I think Wack's involved in this. And I'm like, no, we got to look deeper than that. We got to actually really look deep into this and see whether or not we can actually get, is there paperwork? Is there any proof? There's definitely a bunch of YouTubers saying that he is, but it's like, we won't really find anything, so we didn't want to put it out there like that. But it's just like, there's the Kim K tape, all of these things, and it's just like, the guy's had such an interesting career over all of these different eras, being close to all of these situations. That
he's got a photo with Elon Musk. I remember when I saw that, I was like lightweight jealous because me and him were cool at the time. I was like, this motherfucker is having photos with Elon Musk. I own like 5 Teslas at this point. I don't have any photos. I never even met him. Like, this guy's hanging out with him. They're launching rockets. Like, wow, okay.
I don't know if Elon Musk's got any dirt on him out there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
I've heard some interesting stories about Elon Musk.
Hey, I'm interested in hearing some of those stories. But anyway, no, but shout out to Wack. I think that we put things in a really good place with our relationship. I'm really not trying to put any smut on his name. anytime people are telling me like, oh, we've seen Wack's involved in this thing, I'm doing my due diligence and making sure that we getting things straight. You know, there's just a lot of interesting stories, man. He's one of the most interesting characters in hip hop. A lot of people have been saying to me, we need a Wack 100 documentary. Way too scared to be doing that right now.
Too scared?
I'm a little too scared because I don't want to say the wrong thing or upset him. But a lot of people are saying to me like, you should do a Wack, the full Wack expose. But I'm kind of like, so somebody sent me, and this is an interesting fact related on everything we said. Somebody sent me a message, an anonymous person saying, you need to do the Wack documentary. You need to cover all of these really fucked up things that he's been involved in. What did I do? Took a screenshot, sent to Wack. I said, Wack, these guys are saying this, that, and the other, and they want me to do a documentary on you. I'm sending this to you. He said, this is how the brotherhood works now. I understand how this works now. I'm sending this to you. This don't mean nothing. I ain't trying to hold nothing against you. I ain't really trying to do a documentary on you. But like, I'm locked in now on a positive level. So
yeah, look, there's an advantage to having transparency with the people that you work with. Like, I don't know how many situations I've had over the years where it's like, I get hit by somebody, hey, listen, I'm so-and-so, I was involved with this rapper who's always on your show, and I want to do an interview exposing him and saying all this bad stuff about him. I'll like screen capture and send it to that person and be like, listen, I'm not going to do this interview. I'm not even replying, but here's what's being passed around. And I've really strengthened my relationships with people over the years because they're like, oh, okay, Vlad really 100. Like, he's not just clout chasing and going for the clicks. He's actually valuing the relationship. You know, like lots of situations. I mean, even this week, I've had people call me up and listen, oh, I heard you're interviewing so-and-so. This dude has been like really foul and he's fucked me up a lot, you know, saying all this like lies about me. And I'm like, yo, man, I rock with you. I don't know this guy. Cool. We'll cancel it. Done deal. Like, I try to function off relationships because over time, you'll do a lot better focusing on people that really rock with you as opposed to just chasing whatever the newest story is with someone that you may never see again. So that's been my thing.